Hello everyone, today we'll be taking a look at U.S. Navy aircraft carrier USS Enterprise in 1/700 scale from MENG. So, this is one of the newer MENG kits, and it's a multicolor parts kit, so it's molded in these colors, which is pretty sweet. You have the AK interactive paints, and then on the side, over on this side, you'll see that it tells you some history for the Yorktown-class carriers, and you get a pretty good print on the front as well. So let's open her up and see what we're getting with this kit. It's brand new. Alright, let's see what we have in here. Top opener box. Some promotional stuff. Okay. Alright, so we have the sprues down here. I guess I'll first find the instructions. Instructions are at the bottom. Very interesting shape for these. Let's open this up and take a look. So, the instructions are here. You have some history for the USS Enterprise, and you actually get a pretty nice paint color scheme for it right here. And then you have the little painting schemes for the little airplanes, and here's the part list. And it's very nice that everything is in color, and although it does make the colors the AK interactive paint color, so there's no Tamiya's on here. And then again over here there's some history for the here's the history for the Enterprise. It actually is translated very nicely, like someone who didn't Google Translate it, unlike Trumpeter. But okay, let's actually take a look at the instructions. And the instructions are molded in color. Very interesting. So, that's what we're doing. So, the first thing that you'll be doing is putting the propeller shafts on right here. 4 shafts and the rudder. Then you build the hull, which is the lower hull, the waterline plate, and the upper hull. Then you build the lower deck with the option for the hangar options for the elevators to be up or down. And then you build the side walls, and it's also an option if you want to have the interior walls open or closed. In the front, you build some rear deck supports right here. Then you build the forward machine guns right there. Then you build the forward deck for the additional secondary guns to go on. Very nice that actually both sides are printed. So then you build the stuff in the stern, and you build the flight deck right here. You have an option to put some planes in the bottom right there. That's what I'm doing with my Shinano right now. And then some more additional 20mm guns on the side. You build the 5-inch gun secondaries. And then some small cranes and additional 20mm guns there. Life rafts, additional life rafts, and the anchors. Then you start building the island. The island is pretty big. You attach a few walls, superstructure parts go on there. Then you build the mast and the funnel. Or that's the main tripod mast. That goes on, and you're finished. And now you can launch planes against the Japanese bombers at Midway, and then go destroy Akagi and whatever the other one was called. And again, this is a very nice one. So I'll definitely be tacking this up. Looks very cool. Okay, so now let's actually take a look at the sprues. And before we do that, here's the sticker sheet. You have the deck stickers, and then all the little American stars for the little airplanes, and you also have the elevator stickers. So let's take a look at the sprues now. So the first sprue here, still with the fresh plastic smell, is the lower hangar deck and some of the panels, the ventilation panels, and then some of the stern items, the 2 supports, and then some of the 20mm guns right there. That's a 20mm in the front. And this is the C Charlie sprue. Next sprue. This has the forward part of the deck, some of the side stuff, or that's like the secondary gun platforms. Then we have the 20mm guns there, some of the additional side panels, and then here's the life rafts, additional sponsons for the secondary guns to go on, and then some additional hanger side items. It's a bit warped, actually. Maybe got pressed while it was in there. And that was the D for Delta sprue. This is the E sprue. The E sprue has the hanger, or the whatchamacallit, the elevator deck elevators. What am I even talking about? Okay. And then you have some of the boats here, and then you have a few planes, and these probably go in the hangar. You have your secondary guns right here, and also the crane and a mast, some 1.1-inch machine guns or autocannons, and then you have the main mast right there, and some directors, a smaller crane, searchlight platform, and a part of the bridge. And one thing I do want to notice is these sprues are very fat. They feel very chunky to them, and I don't know if that's going to make taking the parts off a little bit more difficult. And that was the E, as in Ethan sprue. Okay, now let's take a look at the hull pieces. So they're in these stapled bags, and let's see this. So the hanger's a bit warped. That's not good, but I don't think it'd be too difficult. If you just give it some good pressing, it'll go down. So this is the main hull. This is the upper parts, and it includes the hanger. This is the lower hull, and I want to say the panel lines on here look very nice. There is very good amount of detail, meaning that you can see the raised hull panels on here. It's very, very nice. Panel line look very nice on this. And you also have the degaussing cable on here for preventing her to get struck by mines. Okay, so this is the lower hull and the waterline plate. So this plate, its purpose is to make it an option if you want to do waterline or full hull. If it gives you the full hull, I want you to do full hull in the first place. So this is the waterline plate, so it's black. So unlike normally you'd have to paint the black on, they actually molded the piece out, which is really, really nice of them. That's very cool. And all you have to do is just put this on there. Yeah, that's very nice. And again, the lower hull also has really good detail. Very sweet. Although, for some reason, if you can see, the hull panels only go 2 layers and they just stop for some reason. I think they don't expect you to look all the way down there. Okay, so that was the hull. Next sprue we're going to take a look at. The G sprue is in gamma. The G sprue is just the funnel and the forward bridge. I'm not going to take this out. They do have pretty good panel lines on here, though. Okay, let's just take a look at all the small sprues. So this set of sprues is the... Which ones are these? This is the B, F, and A. So the B sprue is the funnel cap and the radar, molded in black. The F sprue is the propellers, port and starboard, molded in brown. And the A sprue is the 4 propeller shafts and the rudder, molded in red, same color as the hull. Let's put those pieces back in here. Quite some fidgety little packaging. This is the H sprue. H is in helicopter. And that has very nice windows. And this is the lower part where the funnel would just go on here. Here we have some additional plane sprues. These are added. So we have F4F, Wildcats, SBD, Helldivers, and TBD Devastators. And these you just put them on the deck, which is pretty nice. And then you also at the end you also have the stand. It's a pretty standard stand. This is it for the unboxing video. I think this is going to be a very fun kit to make. And I'm gonna put it next to the Akagi because those guys fought each other. Very nice. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and share.